Hello, and in this lesson we'll be applying our knowledge of mean and median to a couple of new problems. The first question requires us to do some problem solving with our knowledge of mean. The question reads, a class of 28 students has taken an exam for science. The class average for the test is 74%. On the day, only 27 students completed the test. Ella was absent the day of the exam and did not participate. When Ella sits the test later, will she be able to increase the class average to 76%? Explain why. Now, this question requires us to use our knowledge of the mean formula and pretty much just plug in numbers that we do know to find numbers that are still unknown. So we know that our mean formula is mean is equal to the total fx over our total frequency. So what we can do is substitute in values that we do know. We know that if I call M1 our starting average of 74%, we know that M1 is equal to 74, which is equal to the total fx over our frequency, and our frequency is based on the fact that 27 students participated in the test. We also know that M2, our desired mean of 76%, would be equal to the total fx over the total frequency, which is now 28, once Ella sits the test. We can use algebra to determine that the total fx for M1 will be equal to 74 times 27, which is equal to 1998, meaning that the class achieved a total combined percentage of 1998% when you add all of their percentages together. We know that the total fx for our desired average will be equal to 76 times 28, which is equal to 2128%, meaning that the 28 students had a combined percentage mark of 2128%. Now, for Ella to raise the average by 2%, to raise it to 76%, she would have needed to increase the total class percentage from 1998% to 2128%. It may or may not be possible for her to do that, though, depending on the difference between these two numbers, and I'll explain that in a minute. The difference in our two totals is equal to 130, meaning that Ella would have to have achieved a score of 130% to have increased the average by 2%. Which clearly cannot happen, as her maximum mark would be equal to 100%. Therefore, our explanation would be that Ella cannot increase the average to 76%, as she cannot achieve a mark high enough to do so. Our second question looks at what happens when we are doing a median calculation and find that the median value is the n.5th value in the data set. What we can see is that if the middle number is not a whole number, we can take the average of the two values above and below. For example, if I wanted to find which value was the median number, and my formula told me that it was the 4.5th number, the median value would be equal to the average of the 4th and 5th values. An example question is below, where we are to find the median for the data set. that I've given in the table. What we can do is first apply the median formula. We know that the middle value is the n plus 1 over 2 value. Knowing that n is 6 in this question, the middle value would be 6 plus 1 over 2, which is 7 over 2, which is equal to 3.5. In this case, I can take the average of the third and fourth value from my table to determine what the median would be. Therefore, for this question, the median would be equal to 2 plus 3 over 2, which is the average of the third and fourth value, and that is equal to 2.5. Therefore, my median value is equal to 2.5.